So good afternoon, everyone. And as you all know, that every month we organize two activities under ST Ask program. And this is the second activity of the month. And I welcome you all in today's session. Our today's session is focused on SDG-13, that is climate action. And under this SDG-13, what we will be doing today is it is basically focused on calculating carbon footprint and handprint. And for this, we have our expert with us, Dr. Rupali Bal. She is Scientist C, Punjab State Council for Science and Technology. So I welcome you, ma'am, and thanks for accepting our invite, and thanks for agreeing to demonstrate our students that how to calculate carbon footprint. So without any further delay, I hand over this platform to Dr. Rupali Bal. Please, ma'am. So at the same time, जब तक मैम अपना सेट कर दिया स्क्रीन, तब तक मैं ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ शेयर करना चाहांगी कि we are going to announce the slogan writing competition winners today. Just a minute.
Yes.
So just for the information for all the students, today we will be announcing the results of slogan writing competition. So be with us. Towards the end, we will be declaring the results. And at the same time, I would like to request you all to be ready with your questions also. ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਮ ਆਪਣਾ ਡੈਮੋਨਸਟ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਪਾਰਟ ਖਤਮ ਕਰਨਗੇ, ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਫਿਰ ਕੁਐਸਚਨਸ ਨਾਲ ਦੀ ਨਾਲ ਲੈ ਜਾਣਗੇ। ਫਿਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਫਿਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵਰਚੁਅਲ ਟੂਰ ਹੈ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਉੱਤੇ ਫੋਕਸ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ। ਸੋ ਮੈਮ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਟੇਕ ਓਵਰ।
Thank you, Kamaljeet. Good evening, one and all. Let me first congratulate Pushpa Gujral Science City and UNDP's SDG Coordination Center Punjab for this initiative of percolating climate change knowledge, and thank you, please, for this opportunity. Let me just share my screen. Just a minute. So is it, I hope it is visible to you?
Yeah, ma'am, it's visible.
Yeah, let me put it in screen. Yeah, full screen mode, yes. So
Yes, students, I think there's some problem with the network. There's some network issue, so that's why she got disconnected. Let me check if she's there. Will So students, please be with us. Ma'am थोड़ी देर च join कर रहे हैं दोबारा due to some network issue, so connectivity issue. She got disconnected. She's again joining us, and she'll start the presentation soon. So yeah, ma'am.
Yes. I again share my presentation, please. Let me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it fine? So
Yeah.
I was talking that you all know that human life is dependent on Mother Nature, or that is why we called it as Mother Nature only. We take everything for our lives from the nature, be it oxygen, water, food, medicine, metals, minerals, and so on. So you think of anything around you, either it is directly from the nature or it use something as raw material for the final product to reach to you. So I would like to start today's talk from the situation when the life came into existence on the earth, and what is the present situation and what can we do to heal the nature. So let us begin when the earth was formed around 4.6 billion years ago. It was a hot ball of gases only. So between 3 to 4.4 billion years, the crudest form of algae appeared. So that algae created the whole atmosphere from being carbon rich to oxygen rich. So over that time, many species, many microbes, plants, maybe animals, they appeared and disappeared during that period. The natural selection was the natural force which was keeping everything in balance. So everything existed, I must say, in harmony with the nature. But around 2 lakh years ago, when the Homo sapiens they appeared, they changed everything. They started controlling the environment for food supply, making shelters, clothing, and so on. Humankind then, engaged itself in the relentless battle with the nature and control the natural forces. They presume that everything on this mother nature is for their own benefit only. So thereafter, you know, maybe my screen is not moving, I think.
Yes, ma'am. Not even the screen is moving, and at the same time, it's not on full screen mode. I think there's again some issue with the network and got disconnected again. So जिथे सानू ਜਿਹੜੀ ਟੈਕਨੋਲੋਜੀ ਹੈ ਉਹਦੇ ਫਾਇਦੇ ਆ ਉੱਥੇ ਨੁਕਸਾਨ ਵੀ ਹੈ ਬੰਦਾ ਬਿਨਾਂ ਦੱਸੇ ਡਿਸਕਨੈਕਟ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ so it's there so let's wait for her to join us once again. So ma'am has joined us once again. There's some connectivity issue, that's why time and again ho raha hai. So just wait for a few seconds. हाँ जी मैम, मैं ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਪਿੰਗ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦੀ ਹਾਂ। मैं हाई सेंड कर दूँ, देन मैं ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਹੁਣੇ सेंड कर ਲਈ। Yeah, ma'am, I have received the PPT. I'll share it from here only. Yeah, sure. Sure, sure. So, ma'am, I'm going to share the PPT from here.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Next, please.
Yeah, just a minute. Give me a second. Okay. So,
Yes.
okay.
Maybe next also. So I was talking that around 4 lakh years ago, the Homo sapiens, as one of the species in the nature, they emerged, and they start controlling the natural forces of the nature and tried to exploit each and everything which is available on this earth for their own benefit. So this led to the rapid population growth. So population growth combined with the unsustainable production and consumption patterns, they have been stressing the life supporting system of the planet. And currently we are the global population at 7.8 billion, which is expected to grow and exceed by 8.5 billion by the year 2030. ਤੋ ਇਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਕਿ ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਟਾਈਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਗਰੋਥ ਹੈਗੀ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਦੀ ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਵੀ ਤੇਜ਼ੀ ਨਾਲ ਹੋਏਗੀ। ਤੋ ਈਚ ਐਂਡ ਐਵਰੀ ਇੰਡੀਵਿਜੂਅਲ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਐਡ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਉਹ ਹੋਰ ਫਰਦਰ ਨੈਚੁਰਲ ਰਿਸੋਰਸਸ ਯੂਜ਼ ਕਰੇਗਾ, ਤੇ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਟ੍ਰੈਸ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈ ਆਪਣੀ ਨੇਚਰ ਦੇ ਵਧਿਆ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ। ਨੈਕਸਟ ਪਲੀਜ਼। So in case if we say कि सारा total pressure जो है on population pressure क्या ਨਾਲ exist करता है, तो one is the number of the number of the individuals and also their consumption patterns. They both in number and the consumption pattern, they actually creates the extra pressure on the nature. So till 1961, which was the situation that we were using natural resources as per the natural regeneration capacity of the earth. ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਸਿਚੁਏਸ਼ਨ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਉਹ ਵਰਸ ਹੋ ਗਈ। ਇਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਇੱਕ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੋਰ ਦੇਖਣ ਦੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਹੈ। ਸਟੱਡੀਜ਼ ਜੋ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹਿਊਮਨ ਹੈਗਾ ਸਿਸਟਮ, ਉਹ ਨੈਚੁਰਲ ਰਿਸੋਰਸਿਸ ਨੂੰ ਇੰਨੀ ਜਲਦੀ ਖਤਮ ਕਰ ਲੈਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ 8 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਉਹ ਸਾਰੀ ਰਿਸੋਰਸਿਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਲ ਭਰ ਲਈ ਨੇਚਰ ਨੇ ਰੱਖੇ ਹੈ, ਉਹ ਸਾਰੇ ਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅਸੀਂ 8 ਮਹੀਨਿਆਂ 'ਚ ਖਤਮ ਕਰ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਤੋ ਦ ਸਟੱਡੀ ਸੇਜ਼ ਕਿ 8 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਵਾਲੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬਚੇ ਮਹੀਨੇ ਨੇ ਸਾਲ ਦੇ, ਉਹ ਅਸੀਂ ਓਵਰਲੀ ਐਕਸਪਲੋਇਟ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਨੇਚਰ ਨੂੰ, ਜਿਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਉਹਦੀ ਰੀਜਨਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਕੈਪੈਸਿਟੀ ਅਲਾਉ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੀ ਉਹ ਸਾਰੇ ਨੈਚੁਰਲ ਰਿਸੋਰਸਿਸ ਨੂੰ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਵਰਤੋਂ 'ਚ ਲਿਆਉਣ ਲਈ। ਸੋ ਸੈਕੰਡਲੀ, ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਇਲਾਵਾ ਇੱਕ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੋਰ ਦੇਖਣ ਦੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕੰਜ਼ੰਪਸ਼ਨ ਪੈਟਰਨਸ ਹੈ ਥਰੂ ਆਊਟ ਦ ਗਲੋਬ, ਦੇ ਆਰ ਨਾਟ ਸਿਮਿਲਰ। For example, we say only 20% of the world population ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ, they are using more than 80% of the natural resources. तो इत्थे बहुत कहने की जरूरत है कि इंडिया दो इज अ वेरी सस्टेनेबिलिटी माइंडेड कंट्री ओवर द ग्लोब। सारे जानते हैं कि इंडिया के ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ प्रैक्टिसेस है, they have been very sustainable. वो कोई ओवर एक्सप्लॉयटेशन नहीं हैगी, but still when it comes to the population number, तो we are the second most populous country in the world. So when we are the most populous, second most populous country, so in addition our emissions, they surpasses the other emissions of the countries also. So overall, as a country, India is the third largest emitter of carbon dioxide. Next, please. So if you say that our current demands are becoming so bulky that we are presently using the earth resources at 1.7 times faster than it can be renewed. So the rate of exploitation has continually being increased from 1970s onward, and one organization named Global Footprint Network, they says that we would require 3 Earths to supply our needs by 2050 if sustainable practices are not adopted today. Next, please. Somehow, to measure this, kind of impact of our demands on the nature, one fellow, Andrew Sims, at the UK, he introduced a new term, that is the Earth Overshoot Day. This Earth Overshoot Day marks the date when the humanity demands for the ecological resources and services in a given year exceeds what Earth can regenerate in that year. So if you see on the right side, the Global Overshoot Day or Earth Overshoot Day is coming sooner and sooner each year. It was August 21 in 2013, August 19 in 2014. It came as July 29 in 2021, and it was July 28 in this year, 2022. Next, please. So this is only in the later part of 20th century when the concerns over the sustainability, they grew in the international dialogue. So, and many such questions were being raised, like whether and when Earth's finite capacity to support human civilization will be reached. Is there any limit how much resources Earth can provide us? And how quickly it can renew itself, and how much impact of human it can sustain before it fails? So these were the few, questions which were being asked in the international community when the sustainability as agenda came in their dialogue. So next, please. I must say, around the almost same time, there was a global acceptance also that climate change is a real serious challenge before us, and we need to start efforts today to save our common future. So climate change has also been accepted as the risk multiplier. When we say risk multiplier, it means all our present social, economic, or whatever environment challenges which are existing are being, becoming many a times when it comes in the wake of climate change. So COVID-19 is one such example, which very painfully made it clear that all our social, economic, and environmental stresses are interrelated, and we need to think of holistically in total as the nature, as the planet on the whole. So next, please. So if we say climate change, when मैं जिस तरह किया ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੀ ਇਹ ਸਾਰਾ climate change is becoming a risk multiplier, ਜੋ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਹੀ exist ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਉਸਦੇ ਹੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਟਾਈਮ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਐਡ ਹੋ ਗਈਆਂ, ਨਵੀਂ challenges ਵੀ ਆਉਣ ਲੱਗੇ. So we cannot say climate change or global warming is simply a rise of temperature by few degrees. So it is not only the rise of temperature, however, it affects functioning of every ecosystem, every sector, be it biodiversity or it agriculture, health, food security, infrastructure, development as a whole as well. So impact of this climate change are already becoming very visible on livestock, very visible on agriculture, pollinators. When it comes to bird migration, we can see when it comes to season of flowering season, we can feel the changes, and also in the disease vectors the changes are becoming very evident. Next, please. So many studies like IPCC has come with several scientific assessments and reports with this significant evidence that this is the human driven global warming. And it projects also that in coming decades, climate extremities will increase further. Even there is a projection that at 1.5 degree of the global warming, there will be longer warm seasons, shorter cold seasons, food scarcity will be there, we will be facing biodiversity loss, maybe variations in weathers, more floods, cyclones, high risk of diseases, and other vulnerability factors, they all will, gonna add. Next, please. So we are already witnessing extreme weather events, which are getting more intense and more frequent throughout the world. So in last decade only, if you see, alone droughts, floods have affected estimated population of 338 million in India and 383 million people in China only. So next. So this is one example where I wish to show you the recent floods and cyclones in India. If we talk about these events in India, in year 22, India was hit by two tropical cyclone, Nisagra and Amphan, in less than a month's time. Also in year 2021, it witnesses floods in Uttarakhand, Tamil Nadu, we have seen floods, Maharashtra, Goa, cyclone Tauke, Yas, Gulab was there. And more than 1 million people have been affected and deadly hit by flood hit in India and Bangladesh this month only. So next, please. In other impacts, IPCC has also reported that over 30% of the world population is already exposed to heat waves, and only a half degree increase from today is going to affect widespread increase in the heat related events. We have already lost many lives in heat waves. There is one documented study which shows from 1978 to 2014 period, India witnessed more than 12,000 deaths due to heat related issues. Next, please. So when we see heat waves also, South Asian countries, I must say, need to focus a lot because accelerated actions are also required, which has India as a country also, because 60% of our population is performing outdoor duties. You might have seen people performing livestock, people performing agriculture, laborers are there. So many much percentage is performing those duties. We need to be very concerned about when it comes to the heat related events in India. So similar is with the impact. We have seen sea level is rising. More than 8 inches is already swelled from 1880 period, and it is expected that the sea level may rise to 1.1 meters by 2100. So, more than 60% of world population, they live in coastal areas. and around 65% the major cities which are above the population of 2.5 million, they are along the coastlines. And any such situation, many cities are presently at or a little below on the from the present sea level mark. Situation is worsening maybe year by year. Next, please. So to combat all those changes, I have told you that climate change and sustainability agenda, they came almost very near in 20th century. When climate change came into the dialogue, and it proves that it will deteriorate the present situation, and it will add to our all kind of challenges, be it social, be it economic, or be it environmental also. So the global climate response was initiated. Many countries, they came together to combat this climate change as a problem. And among very most recognized global efforts, one is the Paris Agreement, which calls to limit the global average temperature rise in this century to well below 2 degrees, and also to pursue efforts to limit this temperature rise to 1.5 degrees only. So under this Paris Agreement, more than 190 countries have already committed their intended nationally determined contributions, which indicates the action that each country will take in this respect. So Government of India has also submitted its NDCs in October 2015, and also has revised recently its INDCs in 2021 during COP26. So likewise, there is Sustainable Development Goals, which have been adopted by UN in 2015, which has 17 goals and 169 targets in total. And this year also, we have entered into a UN Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, which call upon the efforts throughout the globe ensuring ecological restoration. Next, please. Here I wish to say many policy level initiatives though have been taken over the globe, but we must accelerate action at each level. Many a times a person feels there is a misconception that how an individual can contribute towards this global concern. Even UNFCCC has recognized the power of education to drive climate action. So recently, in 2015, first of its kind commitment, which was actually the youth-centric climate action, happened in COP25, where youth activists joined the historic movement and signed an intergovernmental declaration on children, youth, and climate action. So it emphasized that the student as a youth has a maximum role to play in this kind of climate action when we say. So let us understand how we can, as individual, can contribute towards this global problem. Since greenhouse gases are being emitted by humans in many number of ways. Next, please. Primarily in the form of carbon dioxide, which emits methane, nitrogen oxide. Most of carbon dioxide is released from our, kind of a burning of fossil fuels. But yes, of course, we perform daily activities. Maybe we are drawing water. Maybe we are taking food, for which in any certain process the fossil fuels have burned. So we can say that every hour activity can contribute towards climate change. All those activity which consume electricity produced in thermal plants, or directly by burning fossil fuels, or any kind of activity which emits carbon is your carbon footprint. So it is widely acknowledged that our energy dependency is being increased, and in order to protect our planet from the perils of climate change, we need to reduce our carbon footprints. For reducing our carbon footprints, we must actually know what carbon footprint actually presently we are creating by performing our duties, and what can be done to generate an equal amount of handprint by minimizing our daily usage. So we can take the example of water. Next, please. Next, please. Yes, if we take water, we all know water is a precious resource, and water, fresh water is available in a very small proportion of the total water. With when we say 70% of Earth is water, so very limited water is available for actual use, which is a fresh water. And India holds around 4% of the total global fresh water and 16% of the global population. Here you can, very well realize that this is 16% of population is using only the 4% available freshwater resources of the globe in India. So growing demands in agriculture daily, and in industrial sector, in domestic sector, they're all are stressing the available water in the region. So one such studies also indicates that 40% of Indians will have no access to the clean water by 2030. So 40% of our population would be deprived of this water as a resource, and you can imagine your life without water. So we cannot even imagine a day without water. So please, if you go next. So as I told you that 40% of Indians will be without the excess of water by 2030. It is really stressing the our available resources. Next. Next. So maybe it has come to your mind, what can be done? Have you ever noticed that showering for 5 minutes can consume 37 liters of water, while you can use in replace those showers with low flow showers, and or you can use a bucket to take the similar kind of action bath. As an individual, every individual average on an average you consume 14 liters of water when brushes under a running tap only for 5 minutes. Can we reduce it? It is also estimated that average kitchen water consumption is 65 liters per day. However, we can rinse vegetable in a shallow container also, or we can clean utensils judicious use of water. We can save the water around very easily around 15 to 20 liters per day in kitchen. So also one study says that on an average 45 liters per day water is wasted if there is a leaked toilet or a leaked sink. Maybe a drop by drop loss, but that drop by drop loss culminates to 45 liters of loss per day from any leaked kind of a toilet or a tap. Next, please. So what can be done? I can say we can, be water wise. We can measure our daily carbon footprint or handprint associated with water. If we say to pump 1 liter of water, this 0.0018 kilowatt of electricity is consumed. So because water is not nearby, it has to pump from somewhere to get to you, and electricity is used to, in the pumping of that water. Also, if you say
Students, I think she again got disconnected. Let me connect with her and then I'll let you know. Yeah, she's there only. हाँ जी मैम हो गया. Yeah, please be there.
So I was, lost somewhere. So as I told you that to pump 1 liter of water, 0.0018 kilowatt hour energy of electricity consumption is actually consumed to get it to you. And, if we see 0.98 of kg of carbon dioxide is produced when 1 kilowatt hour energy is to be generated through thermal plants. So you can say in some words that if you save a single liter of water, then you would reduce 0.00176 kg of carbon emissions, just saving 1 liter of water. Can we go to the exercise, please? Next. So let us take one example to calculate how can one calculate the footprint and handprint while using shower and bucket. This is only one example. There are many such examples in water only, and many other sectors you can perform the similar exercises in, kind of maybe food, maybe it can be travel, it can be energy directly. So we have few resources available which can guide you. So let us take the example of, taking shower bath and with the bucket bath. So if you can see FW, we have written this FW as a footprint associated with water usage. HW is the similar handprint, which is the with the water usage. Let us first calculate, take an example that you are 4 people in a family. Maybe 4 people take different time to take bath. I have represented here N1, N2, N3, N4, which adds to the total minutes your family takes for taking bath. So N1, N2, N3, N4 are the family members, and I have taken average 5, 10, 15, 10 minutes, which adds to the 30 minutes in total, which four people in a family takes for taking bath. So if you have a conventional shower, so then you can just multiply those 30 minutes of your family into the 20 liters. I have kept 20 liters with the conventional shower, um, the water being, water in a minute from a convention shower is 12 liters, and you can multiply the 30 minutes of your family with this 20 liters, which comes out to be 600 liters per day. So this 600 liters per day is your footprint associated with water in your family if you are taking conventional shower bath. But if you have changed that your conventional shower bath with a low flow shower, then those 30 minutes can be multiplied with the 10 liters. 10 liters is the amount of water which can run through a low flow shower in a minute. So 30 minutes into 10 liters per minute gives you the 300 liter per day value, which will be your footprint associated with water when you are taking bath with the low flow shower. So now see the difference. If you want to, calculate your handprint, how much handprint you have generated while, changing your habit from taking conventional shower to the low flow shower. So you can just minus your value FW1 minus FW2. That means footprint associated with taking conventional shower and footprint associated with taking low flow shower. That means 600 minus 300 liters comes out to be 300 liters per day is your kind of a per day water saving. This per day water saving you can multiply it with the 365 days a year, and it comes out to be more than 1 lakh liters, which you can save, which you can proudly say is your handprint. That handprint has been generated just changing your habit or replacing your convention shower with the low flow shower. And if on the other side you take a ambitious target and you try to take only bucket bath. So in case of bucket, we assume the bucket is of 25 liters, and if whole family takes four family member takes bath with a 25 liter bucket each, it comes out only to be the 100 liters per day. So your similar activity, taking bath with the three of the uh, habits, can generate a significant kind of handprint. So here you can minus the handprint or your footprint, which was 600 liters when you were taking shower with the convention shower with the bucket. When you change your habit with the bucket bath, so you can save around 1,82,500 liters per year. That means your water handprint. Now we wish to calculate these figures in terms of carbon, because here till now it is with the water in liters. So as I told you that every liter saved is equal to the 0.00176 kg of carbon dioxide, which was, basically due to the electricity which was used to pump the water from the common facility to your home or to your water tank. So you can now, your total handprint can be now translated when you would replace your habit with the low flow shower. That means you already saved 1,900, so 95, 1,09,500 liters. You can multiply this value with the 0.00176 kg, and it comes to be 192.72 kilogram of carbon dioxide per year. This is your handprint in terms of carbon dioxide. So your total handprint while using bucket bath will be your value, which was in liters you have saved, 1,82,500 into the similar calculated value 00176 kg. It comes to be 321.2 kg of carbon dioxide per year. So that means this is your handprint. So please realize बहुत छोटी छोटी एक्टिविटीज की हो रही हैं अपनियां कैन कंट्रीब्यूट टू वाटर. कदी ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੋਚਣਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਛੋਟੇ ਹਾਂ, ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹਾ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਡਾਇਰੈਕਟਲੀ ਵੀ ਆਰ contributing or we are influencing climate change, but we are actually. So it means the bucket bath, it can increase your handprint by approximately 128 kg carbon dioxide per year. Look at the impact. And this is all for one family impact. So you can, we have many families around, and your near ones, your friend circle, your relatives, you can ask many people to join you in calculating and realizing what impact they can generate while changing to a sustainable habit. So can you go to next slide, please? So these are the few resources which we have. Here is the first, my carbon footprint and handprint. This is a kind of a manual which was prepared a few years back. It has the many such exercises. I had just given you one small example from the water chapter, but it has many from the water itself, and also many it has many chapters. One is on water, from where I have picked only one for demonstration. Energy is the another chapter. Transport has the one, food and waste management. 5 such chapters which can guide you. How can you change your habit, and by changing your habit, what impact you have generated. This is a kind of audit exercise. बहुत ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਸਭ ਨੇ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਨਫਾ ਨੁਕਸਾਨ ਜਦ ਤੱਕ ਜਿਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਦਿਲੋਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਲਈ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਐਫਰਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ. ਸੋ ਦਿਸ ਇਜ਼ ਦ ਕਾਈਂਡ ਆਫ ਹੋ ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਿਹਾ. ਸਿਮਿਲਰ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਹੈ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਫੀਲ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਪੋਜ਼ਿਟਿਵ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦੇ ਵੱਲ ਸਾਡੀ ਕੋਈ ਕੰਟਰੀਬਿਊਸ਼ਨ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, ਤਾਂ ਵੀ ਕੀਪ ਆਰਸੈਲਫ ਮੋਟੀਵੇਟਡ ਟੂ ਡੂ ਮੋਰ. ਤੇ ਇਹ ਸਿਰਫ ਉਹੀ ਐਕਸਰਸਾਈਜ਼ਸ ਹੈ, ਸਿਰਫ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਕਰਕੇ ਯੂ ਕੈਨ ਲਰਨ ਐਂਡ ਯੂ ਕੈਨ ਪ੍ਰੂਵ ਯੋਰ ਐਫਰਟ, ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਡਿਸਕਸ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਆਪਾਂ ਇਨ ਐਂਡ ਅਰਾਊਂਡ ਇਨ ਯੋਰ ਸੋਸਾਇਟੀ ਵਿਦ ਯੋਰ ਫਰੈਂਡ ਸਰਕਲ. I really wish if many of you, the soft copies available on the website, on our website, maybe with the PGSC also. You can take a PDF, you can do the audit exercise on your own for your school, for your family. Please do share if you do, because youth is the future climate change, kind of a person who can convince others as a climate agent. तो ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਹੀ ਹੋਣਾ ਹੈ ਆਪਣਾ ਥਨਬਰਗ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ, ਗ੍ਰੇਟਾ ਥਨਬਰਗ. ਬਹੁਤ ਛੋਟਾ ਬੱਚੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ, ਬਟ ਸ਼ੀ ਕੁਡ ਇਨਫਲੂਐਂਸ ਦ UN. ਬਹੁਤ ਆਪਣੀ ਤਾਕਤ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਨੌਲੇਜ ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਲਿਮਿਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ. ਵੀ ਨੀਡ ਟੂ ਐਕਸਪੈਂਡ, ਵੀ ਨੀਡ ਟੂ ਐਡਵੋਕੇਟ whatever good things we can do at our own level, so that all those efforts can culminate and give a good global climate response in total. So ultimately we are sharing a common future. We have only one planet to live in. So next, please. So these are the few other things with ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ audit ਵੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਵੀ ਜਾਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ, many of you may be feel ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਿਉਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਰਕੇ ਜਾਂ calculate ਕਰਕੇ ਦੇਖੀਏ. These are the very simple things you can adopt in your daily lives, and you can take the pride of being giving contribution in the global problem as a solution. You can save energy at your home. Don't use unnecessarily electricity. Walk or bicycle wherever possible. Try to take public transport. Eat more vegetables, because the impact of particularly the carbon emissions or greenhouse gas emissions associated with non-veg diet is much more bigger than the vegetarian diet. So consider your travel while traveling, which is the modest mode to travel, which will be the least impacting possibility. You can go to your destination. Don't throw the food, because please use it, you compost it, whatever you can do, share it with the person which don't have the food available in in plenty. Try to reduce, reuse, repair and recycle things around you. Change your home's source of energy. It can be replaced with the led, cfls can be replaced by leds wherever possible. There is every bit of the energy saved will definitely contribute towards combating climate change as a challenge. Please switch on to electric vehicle if possible. Try to use eco-friendly products. One thing you might be knowing that from 1st of July there is ban on single use plastic. So try to convince others also, don't use single use plastic, because it will badly impact our nature. It will take many thousand years to degrade and to get blended into the atmosphere. So try to carry always your cloth bag around with you wherever you go. Try to take the bag with you proudly. It is not a feeling ashamed of taking a bag with you. Please take it proudly and convince others also to do that. Also speak up. Speak up is very important thing, because we can ਅਵੇਅਰਨੈਸ ਇਜ਼ ਅ ਕਾਈਂਡ ਆਫ ਅ ਥਿੰਗ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਜਣੇ ਨੂੰ ਅਵੇਅਰ ਕੀਤਾ, ਇੱਕ ਅੱਗੋਂ 10 ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੇਗਾ, 10 ਅੱਗੋਂ ਹੋਰ 10 ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨਗੇ। ਤੇ ਟਰਾਈ ਕਰੋ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬੈਠੋ, ਜਿਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬੈਠੋ, ਇਫ ਯੂ ਕੈਨ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਦ ਗੁੱਡ ਥਿੰਗਸ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਵੀ ਕਲਾਈਮੇਟ, ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਸਾਰੇ ਲੋਕ ਕਲਾਈਮੇਟ ਚੇਂਜ ਨੂੰ ਕਲਾਈਮੇਟ ਚੇਂਜ ਵਾਂਗ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੈ ਰਹੇ ਹੋਣ, ਬਟ ਇੱਕ ਜਨਰਲ ਆਪਣੀ ਡੇ ਰੂਟੀਨ ਦੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਚੰਗੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਕਰਨ ਨਾਲ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਨੇਚਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਮਝ ਆਏਗੀ, ਅਸੀਂ ਨੇਚਰ ਲਈ ਅੱਛਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ। ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਉਹੀ ਕੰਮ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅਲਟੀਮੇਟਲੀ ਕਲਾਈਮੇਟ ਕੰਟਰੀਬਿਊਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਮਝ ਆਏ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਕਾਰਬਨ ਫੁੱਟਪ੍ਰਿੰਟ ਘਟਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਕੋਈ ਕਹੇਗਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਹੈਂਡਪ੍ਰਿੰਟ ਜਨਰੇਟ ਕਰ ਲਈਏ, ਮਤਲਬ ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਾਮ ਦੇ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਅਲਟੀਮੇਟਲੀ ਇਟ ਇਜ਼ ਦ ਡੂਇੰਗ ਗੁੱਡ kind of a choices, sustainable practices which you can adopt in daily life. So this is all from my side. अपना carbon footprint calculate करना is a interesting exercise. Many of you, some of you maybe feel it boring, but it is a really interesting exercise. Do it on yourself and please motivate others also in your group. Thank you all of you.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Rupali. And I'm sure it's a request, in fact, that kindly share that soft copy with me with that manual, audit manual, and I'll share ultimately with the students and their teacher coordinators and co-coordinators, so that they can conduct these audit activities at their school also. So thank you so very much. And I request all the students to, if they have any queries, any questions, they can ask and they can type in the chat box. We already have a question. Actually, मैं बोल देनी है question. Ma'am, did you mean that handprint is what we save and footprint is, handprint is what we save and footprint is what we waste? Ma'am, I think I got, yeah, she's there only. So, ma'am, shall I repeat the question? Rupali, ma'am. Students, अगर बाकियां दे भी कोई questions है, तो you can type it in the chat box. Chat box is enabled. Now you can type in the chat box or you can raise your hand. Ma'am, I think there's some issue at your end, because I'm to giving the rights here, right from here, to unmute yourself, but then there's some issue at your end. So anyhow, what I'll do is I'll just read whatever students they are typing, but the questions I'll share on your email ID. So the questions are there, that how can they consider travel for saving uh, this handprint, and then ma'am, can we use seawater by using filtration? So there are so many questions. Kindly, if you can unmute, so please answer the questions. मैम तुसी एक बारी लॉग आउट करके एक बारी दोबारा लॉग इन कर लो. Yeah, she's there only. हाँ जी मैम.
Yes, yes, हो गया mute.
So I have so many questions here. First of all, so the student wanted to know that did you mean that handprint is what we save and footprint is what we waste?
Exactly. Handprint ਉਹੀ ਹੈ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਜਿੰਨੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਚਤ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਮਤਲਬ because we cannot even imagine our life without, ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਕਹਿ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦੇ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ use ਹੀ ਨਾ ਕਰੀਏ ਨਾ, ਅਸੀਂ will stop it using nature. ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਿਨਾ we cannot see our survival. ਅਸੀਂ ਪਾਣੀ use ਕਰਨਾ ਹੀ ਹੈ daily activity ਲਈ, but what can we save is our handprint, and what limited minimum ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਾਡਾ impact ਹੈ ਉਹ ਸਾਡਾ footprint ਹੈ. We try to, ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਆਪਣਾ footprint ਖਤਮ ਕਰੋ. It is only to reduce your footprint and, equal amount, make your handprint bigger, equally. So it cannot be avoided. It has to be there, but it can only be reduced or minimized, whatever is possible. Ji.
So the next question is from Arnav. He is asking that, ma'am, how can we consider our travel to save?
Arnav, very nice. Arnav, ਦੋ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੈਸੇ ਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਲਈਆਂ ਕਿ ਹਾਂ ਬਈ now, ਮੈਂ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ ਚ ਬੈਠੀ ਹਾਂ, I know ਤੇ ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ got the pride, ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡੀ ਟ੍ਰਿਬਿਊਨ ਚ ਖਬਰ ਆਈ ਸੀ, the city with maximum bicycles. ਇੱਕ ਟਾਈਮ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਵੀ just ਨਾ ਸੋਚਣ ਲੱਗ ਗਏ ਕਿ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਬਾਈਕ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਣਾ is a kind of a status symbol, and going somewhere on car is, ਲੋਕ ਫੀਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਵੱਡਾ ਬੰਦਾ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਾਰ ਚ ਆਇਆ, but today is situation ਹੈ ਜੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ, ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਮਾਈਂਡ already ਇੱਧਰ ਟ੍ਰਿਗਰ ਹੋ ਗਏ, even bosses, even the company CEOs, in the directors, they try to come on bicycles. तो ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਦੋਨੋਂ ਹੀ ਫਾਇਦੇ ਹੈ, environment ਦਾ, health ਦਾ, ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ bicycle is the first most choice should be there. Second choice you can make is the public transport. Transport public ne te kite jana hi hai. It has to, go on the defined route on a daily basis. If you can make apni jaan da timing ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਿਤੇ ਮੈਚ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਕਾਰਬਨ ਲਿਮਿਟ ਹੋਣੀ ਹੈ ਜਦੋਂ ਨੇ ਟਰੈਵਲ ਕਰਨਾ ਇੱਕ ਡੈਸਟੀਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਤੋਂ ਦੂਜੀ ਡੈਸਟੀਨੇਸ਼ਨ, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਬੱਸ ਦਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਉਹਨੇ ਜਾਣਾ ਹੀ ਜਾਣਾ, ਤਾਂ ਉਹ 2 ਸਵਾਰੀਆਂ ਲੈ ਗਈਆਂ ਜਾਂ 4 ਸਵਾਰੀਆਂ ਲੈ ਗਈਆਂ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਚੋਂ 2 ਨੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਕਾਰ ਤੇ ਜਾਣਾ ਸੀਗਾ, it definitely has impact. So second is the public transport. Third, if you can do is, electric vehicles are, in seen. बहुत सारी companies ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਹੁਣ cars they are coming on electric hybrid modes. So electric vehicle is the next choice. Bit costly, so that ਉਹਦੇ ਚ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ parents ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ convince ਕਰਨਗੇ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਹੋਣਗੇ, ਪੈਸਾ ਉਹ ਚ ਇਨਵੈਸਟਮੈਂਟ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ, ਤਾਂ I can say pooling somewhere. ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ 2 friends ਨੇ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਚੌਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਤੇ ਲਾਗੇ ਜਾਣਾ, ਤਾਂ pool your vehicle. So don't feel ashamed of. These are the possibilities with which you can proudly feel that you are contributing towards the good of well-being of the nature, and in a way well-being of all ourselves. Matlab in common, we have a common future.
Arnav, I hope your question is answered. And there's another question, ma'am, from Varsh. Yeah, I think Varesh Goyal. He's asking that, ma'am, when you said that India is third largest producer of carbon dioxide emissions, Was it based on ppm or the total carbon dioxide emissions by the country?
The carbon dioxide is in the form of ppm only, but yes, of course, when I said ki third largest emit, I दोनों चीजें मैं इस करके ली गई हैं because when we say per capita emissions we are very less than the world, so maybe 1/6 from the global average. क्योंकि अपना यूएस देखो वी आर ओनली 1.09 पर कैपिटा, बाकी जेडे है वो 8-9 पर कैपिटा भी हैगे ने। पर कैपिटा मींस कि एक इंडिविजुअल ਦੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਕਾਰਬਨ ਡਾਈਆਕਸਾਈਡ ਛੱਡਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਬਟ ਦੈਟ ਡਸਨਟ ਮੀਨ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਰਿਸਪੌਂਸਿਬਿਲਿਟੀ ਤੋਂ ਪਰੇ ਹਾਂ, ਬਿਕੋਜ਼ ਵੀ ਆਰ ਦ ਸੈਕੰਡ ਪੋਪੂਲਸ ਕੰਟਰੀ, ਸਾਡੀ ਪੋਪੂਲੇਸ਼ਨ ਸੈਕੰਡ ਹਾਈਐਸਟ ਇਨ ਦਾ ਵਰਲਡ। तो जो सब दी छोटी छोटी भी जो घट इमिशंस भी ऐड होंगी तो वी बिकम्स द सेकंड लार्जेस्ट इमिटर इन टोटल। ठीक है जी, तो यही दो चीज़ां हैगियां कि ਆਪਾਂ ਆਪਣੀ escape नहीं कर सकते सिर्फ ਇਹ ਕਹਿ ਕੇ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ per capita ਬਹੁਤ ਘੱਟ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ। that is why I am saying कि ਆਪਾਂ motivate ਹੋ ਸਕਦੇ ਕਿ ਹਰ ਛੋਟੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ add on ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ towards the final outcome। ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ saving ਵੀ ਥੋੜੀ ਥੋੜੀ ਕਰਕੇ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ तो we are a big country, तो हर एक ਦੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੋਈ ਇੱਕ small effort can culminate into a big action from our nation side। तो कुछ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਲਈ ਇਹ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਟੈਕਨੋਲੋਜੀ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜੋ ਡਿਵੈਲਪਡ ਕੰਟਰੀਜ਼ ਨੇ ਆਲਰੇਡੀ ਡਿਵੈਲਪ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਾਫੀ ਰਿਸੋਰਸਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹ ਯੂਜ਼ ਕੀਤੇ ਨੇ, ਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਟੈਕਨੋਲੋਜੀਜ਼ ਵੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀਆਂ ਹੈਵੀਲੀ ਟੂ ਕੱਟ ਟੂ ਕਾਰਬਨ ਕੈਪਚਰ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨਵੇਂ ਵਰਡਸ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਐਮਿਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਸਟੋਰ ਕਰ ਲਈਏ, ਬਟ these all are very costly affairs। ਸੋ ਐਜ਼ ਇੰਡੀਵਿਜੂਅਲ ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਛੋਟੀ ਛੋਟੀ ਐਮਿਸ਼ਨਸ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੀ ਕੰਟਰੋਲ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਐਜ਼ ਅ ਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਵੀ ਕੈਨ ਗਿਵ ਅ ਵੈਰੀ ਬਿਗ kind of our contribution to the world, to the globe।
The next question is that, ma'am, solar energy is a good is solar energy a good source of increasing handprint and reducing footprint?
Definitely, but as an individual, today's talk was only for the individual actions। Yes, as a organization or as a community of offices, schools, they should rather go to the renewable energy harness। So this is solar is the our future, and solar will definitely grow in next 2 to 5 years only। So because this is the right choice and we have to go to it, but as an individual we can't say as a solar you can contribute।
So thank you, ma'am. There's another question. We'll take one last question.
Please.
Can we use seawater by using filtering by filtering the water? I think this is what
so maybe ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮਾਈਂਡ 'ਚ ਆਇਆ ਹੋਣਾ ਨਾ ਕਿ ਪਾਣੀ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੈ, 70% of earth is water। and then I said कि the available water for use is only the fresh water proportion and it is very limited। तो fresh water proportion ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਬੂੰਦ ਵਾਲਾ presentation ਦਾ ਉਹ slide ਦੇਖਿਆ ਹੋਏਗਾ, तो ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਐਕਟੀਵਿਟੀ ਵੀ ਕਰਵਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਬਿਗ ਲੀਟਰ ਦੀ ਬੋਤਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਇੱਕ small spoon is only the fresh water which we have। ਤੇ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਵਾਟਰ ਸੀ ਲੈਵਲ ਵਾਟਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਹੋ ਉਹਦੀ ਫਿਲਟਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਲਈ ਕਿ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਟੈਕਨੋਲੋਜੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਲਾਸਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੀ ਟੂ ਇਟ ਇਜ਼ ਅ ਵੈਰੀ ਕਾਸਟਲੀ ਟੈਕਨੋਲੋਜੀ। ਫਸਟ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਆਰਓ ਕਰ ਲਗਾਏ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਹੀ ਦੇਖ ਲੋਗੇ, ਉਹਦੇ ਚ ਕਿਸੇ ਤੀਸਰੇ ਚੌਥੇ ਦਿਨ ਉਹਦੇ ਚ ਕੋਈ ਫਾਲਟ ਆ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ, 15 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਚ, 2 ਸਾਲ ਚ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਦੇਰ। ਤਾਂ ਨੇਚਰ ਦਾ ਦੇਖੋ, ਨੇਚਰ ਨੇ ਜੋ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਹੈ ਯੂਜ਼ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ, ਵੀ ਸ਼ੁੱਡ ਕੀਪ ਆਰ ਲਿਮਿਟਸ ਵਿਦਨ ਦੈਟ ਓਨਲੀ। ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਕਾਸਟਲੀ ਅਫੇਅਰਸ ਨੇ, ਟੈਕਨੋਲੋਜੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਐਡਵਾਂਸਮੈਂਟ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ, ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਸਸਟੇਨਡ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ, ਉਹਦੇ ਚ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਖਤਮ ਹੋ ਜਾਏਗਾ, ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਆ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ। ਤੋ I don't think that will be a kind of a solution ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੋਰ ਐਕਸਪਲੋਰ ਕਰਨਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰ ਦਈਏ। ਅਸੀਂ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਕੀ ਸੀਗਾ, ਸਰਫੇਸ ਵਾਟਰ ਲਿਮਿਟ ਕਰਤਾ, ਫਿਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਿਆ ਸੀ ਤਾਂ ਗਰਾਊਂਡ ਵਾਟਰ ਤੇ ਹੈ ਹੀ ਅਜੇ, ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ, ਪਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਗਰਾਊਂਡ ਵਾਟਰ ਖਿੱਚਣਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ, ਫਿਰ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਹੋਰ ਨੀਚੇ ਲੇਅਰਸ ਤੇ ਚਲੇ ਗਏ। ਪਰ ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਜੇ ਇਹ ਆਈ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ, ਏਮ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਕਿ ਓਸ਼ਨਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਾਟਰ ਹੈ, ਤਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਕਦੀ ਵੀ ਸਮਝਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਾਵਾਂਗੇ। we should be on the right track now। ਆਪਣੀ ਲਿਮਿਟਸ ਨੂੰ, ਆਪਣੀ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਡੇਲੀ ਐਕਟੀਵਿਟੀਜ਼ ਹੈ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਮਿਨੀਮਲ ਇੰਪੈਕਟ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਨੇਚਰ ਨੂੰ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਆਦਤ ਨੂੰ ਅਪਣਾ ਲਈਏ। that will be the rightest choice at this moment।
Yes, to add, Sharda ma'am has mentioned that about 1% of the water is usable for us, and as some part is in the form of glaciers also. Yes, exactly.
Yes।
So, any other questions? So we'll take one last question if any is there. So I think no more questions. So thank you, ma'am, Rupali ma'am, for being with us. तो हम और ज़्यादा टाइम मैं लेना नहीं है. So we are just going to announce the results of slogan writing competition. So as all of you know that on occasion of World Environment Day, we had announced the slogan writing competition on the topic climate change and environment. So the competition was conducted for SDR's club members. So ma'am, we have around 45 clubs of schools associated with us for this particular program, SDR's program. And a competition only करवाया गया सी. In each school there are around 25 to 30 students who are part of this club, this program. And so now the wait is over. I'm going to announce the results. The third prize for slogan writing competition goes to Navreen Singh from Government Senior Secondary School, Roper. And congratulations, Navreen. And second prize goes to Anushka from Baba Lalwani Public School, Kapurthala. Congratulations, Anushka. And the first prize goes to Harjot Kauldhar from Kamla Nehru Public School, Fagwara. So many congratulations to all the winners. Prizes ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ post ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਜਾਣਗੇ. और अगर उस तो पहला कोई भी किस तरह की एक्टिविटी जो ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਇੰਸ ਸਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਗਰ ਕਰਵਾ ਪਾਏ ਤਾਂ we will invite you here to give your prizes. So many congratulations once again, and now it's time to propose formal vote of thanks. So thanks a lot, ma'am, for enlightening us with this insightful presentation and for giving demonstration to the students in the easiest way possible, so that students may get to know that what is carbon footprint and handprint and how to save and how to reduce the carbon footprint. So thank you so very much. I also thank our participants for being so patient, because काफी बार connectivity issues आए, but then बच्चे साडे नाल जुड़े रहे. So thank you everyone. Thank you teacher coordinators for making efforts, because I know summer vacations चल रहे हैं, but even then you people could manage to attract students for this particular activity. So thank you so very much. Thank you everyone.
Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for patient listening also.